from tinahills.com, and today I'm speaking about the 12 astrological houses. And now I shall speak about the seventh house. So, the seventh house, the seventh sign is Libra, which is all about relationships, and its polarity is Aries, which is all about the individual. So, the seventh house concentrates on relationships and partnerships and how you're going to find fulfillment through these in your life. When you study the seventh house, you will become aware of exactly what kind of people you will attract, whether it be for love relationships, whether it be for business relationships, whatever it is. Seventh house is not just romantic relationships, it's everything. It's all about all our interpersonal relationships, how we gel with each other, whether we fight or not, what kind of depth our emotions are at, whether we are able to communicate honestly to each other or not. But Libra is again not known for honesty. That's another video, because they're so hell bent on seeking harmony, and they don't want to get into any confrontation, that they don't want to bring up any contradictory elements, and this can oftentimes mean that they're sacrificing the truth. So, what is a partnership? What is this word partnership all about? It's about, if you look at the world, everything, everything is interconnected. Everything is in a sort of a partnership with one another, which is why the seventh house is so important. Okay, it's how you'll get married. Okay, fifth house is more the romance department, who you're gonna be with before you're married. But seventh house is your final relationship, is your marriage, your marriages. Okay, and it's very important to remember, when you look at your seventh house, to see what sign is your seventh house. Okay, and what planets reside in that zone, and what aspects they make. For instance, if Taurus is your seventh house, then you're going to be very uncomfortable with touch and go relationships. You want solid commitments. You want to get married. You want that house, and you want that picket fence. You want that person to come home to you every day, or you come home to that person. You don't want too many changes in your relationships. You want it to be the way you want it to be. Now, if you have Geminis, your seventh, then you may be very difficult to commit. You may find commitment to be cumbersome and boring. You may run from one relationship to the other, because you just cannot concentrate on one relationship. You're just so interested to discover what the other person has in store, that you lose out in the process. So, for Gemini seventh house people, it's really important to understand what you have right now in front of you, and how much do you want it, because there's always something else there. There's always something better or worse, and the grass is always greener on the other side. So that's not something you need to really worry about. Now, with Sag in the seventh, you're definitely going to marry a foreign person, someone different than your culture. Uh, you may even have a foreign partner in business. Okay, and you may deal with other cultures and other nationalities, supply things to them, or whatever it is, your work, your partnerships that have to do with work can also be with foreign people, international cultures. Okay, now if you have who else can I discuss really? What other sign pops up for me? Yeah, if you have Cancer in your seventh house, then yeah, you're definitely up for the long haul. You definitely want your relation to be stable, secure. You want a lot of emotional connection with your partner. And yeah, you're looking at marriage. You want to commit, and you want someone who will commit. So moon in the seventh house for Pisces. I have seventh house Pisces. So Pisces seventh house people, like, relationships are just never going to be enough, because you're always looking for that dream, that person that doesn't exist, and that can create problems in this world. So, and I have a seventh house moon, and I can tell you it is a problematic placement for the moon, because the moon does seek partnerships, does seek connection. But when it comes to the moon channeling Pisces energies, this connection and this expectation can be unrealistic. Okay, and this can oftentimes be disastrous. So moon in the seventh is definitely a tricky situation, if you know what I mean. Now Mercury in the seventh, great with open communication and relationships, well aspected obviously, great with partnerships, straight on the go with signing of MOUs and agreements. And Venus in the seventh house, very good. It's all about, love and money coming through partnerships, okay? And Mars in the seventh house. Okay, all right. So there's the seventh house moon. I have a moon in the seventh house, and I tell you it's tricky. Okay, you have a different expression of the moon in the seventh, being Taurus and me being Pisces, but it is still an iffy position if you ask me, from my personal experience and from what I have studied and researched. Okay, now what was I gonna say? Yeah, Mars. So Mars in the seventh house, yeah, can be great to just go ahead and make that make that move, or say what you need to say, or do what you need to do. But again, Mars, difficult aspect, Mars aspected Mars can be a problem. But then any difficult aspects with any planets can be a problem. Jupiter in the seventh house, again, will see expansion, maybe more than one marriage, maybe marriage to different people, loads of partnerships, may even be more than just two people coming together for partnerships. Jupiter, Saturn in the seventh, not good to get married early. Okay, this is definitely not a good idea. And partnerships may go all haywire. If you want to start a business, you want to do something, you can go haywire. But again, as I say, with Saturn karma, everything eases up after 40. So things should start looking up then. Now, Neptune in the seventh. Okay, this again, unrealistic expectations in relationships, or you want that out of this world kind of love, and you may not find it, and that can cause a lot of heartache. Now Pluto in the seventh house, changes, tremendous changes in relationships and stuff you can't even comprehend, and relationships may be hidden. So always remember that wherever Pluto is positioned in whichever house, certain aspects of that could be hidden. Like if Pluto is in the second house, income could be hidden. Pluto's in the seventh, relationships could be hidden. That concubine relationship, or when you're like in a relationship with someone and you don't want to tell the world, Pluto in the seventh can do that. I've seen. I hope you like that video as much as I liked making it for you. Learn all about your seventh house, yeah, because our reality is essentially about us forging success in this reality is essentially about us forging the right relationships. Okay, thank you so much. This is Tina from Tina Hills. Take care.